Hello and welcome to Holistically Healthy TV. I am your host, Jim Burdumy, and I am very, very excited to be doing this show for you. And this is actually something I've been wanting to do for a little while now, so I'm glad I'm actually getting the chance to do it. And so this show is going to be what I am hoping to be the most comprehensive and most valuable and informational tool for you to improve your health, your wellness, your well-being, your fitness, your nutrition, things like that. That's some of the things that I'm going to cover in this show, and I plan on having guests. I have multiple guests already lined up. After probably about maybe 10 episodes, something like that, I'll start bringing guests on and interviewing them and getting their perspective on different aspects of health. But as the name says, Holistically Healthy TV, holistically meaning health as a whole, looking at different areas and not just focusing on one certain thing. So let's pick weight loss. So when most people want weight loss, they just think exercise. And then some people also think, well, you have to have nutrition with it too. And they're absolutely right. But there's a lot more that goes into weight loss than just nutrition and fitness. And those are some of the things that we're going to get into. And I'm just really, really excited about this. So I hope you get so much value out of this. I want it to be really interactive. I want it to be fun, entertaining. And so I want you to subscribe. I want you to leave comments. I want you to interact with me. I want you to send me messages and, follow me on social media. If you see anything that you like or have any questions about anything, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. I already have a ton of ideas as far as content of what we're going to cover that I think is really good, but just because I think it might not mean that you think it, right? So I think it's all relevant to health and wellness because it's such a big topic today. There's so much information out there that could really make your head spin. And it's happened to me. I wasn't always very healthy, and I'll actually show you a picture in just a few moments, because what we're going to do today, what I wanted to do today in today's episode is I just wanted you to meet me, and I'll just tell you briefly about me and what I do and who I am and why you should even tune in. And then we're going to go over the 6 fundamental principles of health, or the 6 fundamental core areas of health that you want to look at that some people don't even think about. So I think that's a good way to kick off the show and give you a little bit of information of maybe some of the other subsequent episodes that we're going to cover, because we'll go more in depth with these 6 areas. So again, my name is Jim Burdumy. I'm a holistic lifestyle coach, which means I do a lot. I have to work with people with nutrition and fitness and digestion and stress management, pain management, things like that. So I own my own practice right outside of Philadelphia, at my own studio. It's a private studio. This is where we are now. And so I do one-on-one coaching, I do corporate wellness, I do a little bit of public speaking, and I love what I do. I wasn't always healthy, as I mentioned before. I started working out when I was 16, all the way through college. I was reading a lot of stuff in magazines and listening to people's opinions and things like that, and it got me pretty overweight. I mean, I was strong and I was bigger than I am now, but it also got me very overweight, and I wasn't as healthy as I am today. And today I'm 32, and we're talking maybe, when I was 21, 22, 23. And then I really started to make a difference, and I started to learn about these concepts and how the body works and how everything's a system of systems. And so again, holistically means just whole. Look at the whole picture and not just focus on one key area or have like a narrow approach. So that's what I did, and I got certified as a holistic lifestyle coach. I got certified as a personal trainer, and a few other things. And so I started working on myself first and foremost, and because I feel like that's the most important thing to do. If you're going to try to help other people, you have to get yourself healthy first, because you can't give what you don't have, right? So I got myself healthy, and I'll show you a picture of what I used to look like compared to now. And I'm only about 5'11", and right now I'm about 185. And back then I was still 5'11", and I was about 217. You always remember the heaviest that you were, right? At least I think most people do. When you look on the scale and you remember the number that was your heaviest, and especially that was my turning point, says I got to make a change. I got to do something. So that's what I did. And that's what I'm going to hopefully help you with. And even if you don't need to lose weight, even if you look great, but you have other things going on. I know tons of people like that. They look great. They take their shirt off. You see them in a bikini on the beach. They're like, wow, they must be top-notch healthy. And a lot of times that's not the case, because first lesson, fitness does not equal health. They don't go necessarily hand in hand. So just because you look good, because you work out, doesn't necessarily mean you don't have other things going on the inside. And that's just some of the stuff we're going to cover throughout this whole series, this whole show. So that's a little bit about me. And so now I want to bring you over to the whiteboard, and we're going to take a look at the 6 principles or the 6 core foundation concepts of health. All right, so now here's the 6 principles that I was telling you about, are the key aspects of health. And a lot of these get overlooked, and I understand why, but they're very, very essential. And we're not going to go too deep into them today. I just wanted to give you a quick overview, but maybe it'll get you thinking about some of them, and maybe you can look at certain areas in your life and identify maybe where you're out of balance a little bit, maybe with some of these key areas. So before you start looking, I just wanted to share that picture with you that I was saying. Told you I really wasn't the healthiest before. Well, here it is. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it in the camera. But anyway, that's me. 217 pounds probably, and you can see how much fuller my face was, and I was a lot bigger. I mean, you can see how many chins I have in this picture. It's pretty gnarly, right? So a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, it wasn't too bad, and then they look back at my face and they're like, oh, okay, So anyway, figured I'd share that with you. But that's all in the past, and one of the things that kind of not keeps me going, but one, it's more about understanding. So that's one of the things I want this to be about. I want this to be educational for you, because that's a lot of what I have to do with my clients. Just there's so much information out there that you might hear some of this information that I'm going to share with you over the course of however long I'm doing this show, and you're like, wow, I've never heard that before, or wow, that makes so much sense. Why doesn't anybody teach this elsewhere? And there are a lot of people that teach it elsewhere. It's just the information is getting out there, but it needs to get out there faster. And that's one of the reasons that I'm doing this show, is to get that information out there faster, to help you and to create awareness around this, because you could probably tell by looking around that we don't live in the most healthiest world right now. So these are the 6 key aspects of health. So the first one is thinking, and that actually is more important than anything here. And again, I'm not going to get into these, but thinking, I mean, how can one thought change your breathing? How can one thought change a lot of different bodily functions, which will make you burn more calories, which maybe won't make you motivated to do any kind of exercise, or with one thought, all of a sudden you're ready to exercise, right? All of a sudden you have this adrenaline rush, and that just can come from one single thought. So thinking is very, very powerful, and wait till we get into that. But then you have breathing. Okay, breathing is very, very important, because the body needs oxygen, and without 3 minutes of air, stuff really starts to happen that's not very good. And so we need breathing, right? And when you're exercising, when you're moving and you're trying to be healthy and do these things, the proper breathing pattern is extremely important. And a lot of people have an inverted breathing pattern just naturally when they're breathing all the time. And a lot of times they'll take that faulty breathing pattern and they'll use it, of course, when they're exercising, just because that's what they've been doing ever since they were a kid or a teenager, or whenever they developed that inverted breathing pattern. And so breathing the right way while you're exercising can help you be stronger and improve your lifts or improve your exercise for that day. Then you have hydration, water, okay, properly hydrating yourself. That's really, really important. But there's a lot of information on water and what to do and how all water isn't created equal. So I want to share that with you. Nutrition. The Q2 is quality and quantity. So those are two of the aspects when we're talking about nutrition that are really, really important, is quality and quantity. Movement, which is exercise, but it's not, I didn't write exercise because it's movement. So walking is still movement, but it's not necessarily exercise where you're working out. And so there's a concept developed by Paul Chek, who's one of my mentors of the Chek Institute, and he coined the phrase or the term working in. So you have working out and you have working in, and the out and the in refers to the energy in the body. Okay, so if you're working out, you're using energy that you have stored and you're putting it into the weights, into the treadmill or whatever you're doing. And so when you're working in, that would be bringing energy into the body. Okay, so you're using movement in a different way to actually harness energy, bring energy into the body, so you actually feel more awake and alive and rejuvenated. So we'll get into something like that too. Sleep and rest. Sleep and rest is huge. It's free, but a lot of people don't do enough of it because we just live in this fast-paced world, and I get it. But the thing is that we need to, even though the world's not going to stop, sometimes we need to stop because we just need to be healthy for ourselves. Because again, we can't give what we don't have. And so for our families, for our job, for ourselves, we need to be as healthy as we possibly can. So we are at 100% every single day, or those people that want to be at 150% every single day. And which is great that you want to be there, but you have to have the resources to be able to do that. And so if you have balance in all 6 of these areas, you're going to have that healthy body. You're going to be healthy on the inside and on the outside, because you're going to be doing the things that you need to do to keep yourself healthy, to keep yourself active, and to keep yourself feeling good. So these are the 6 key aspects of health that I just wanted to share with you in this episode. So I hope you continue to tune in. Thank you for watching this. First and foremost, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know there's tons of stuff out there. There's tons of videos you could be watching, but if you're taking the time to watch this, thank you. And I hope you tune in for episode 2. And again, if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to start leaving some suggestions of what you'd like to see, maybe even regarding these 6 things, or anything that has to do with health, we're even going to be getting into makeup stuff, right? Because makeup is huge, obviously, for women, maybe some guys. But women wear makeup all the time, but a lot of times we don't realize how toxic some of the stuff is that we're using on our body. And this isn't about, oh man, now I have to go change all my makeup. It's just educating you so you know, and then maybe next time when you go get makeup, it's not saying just throw out all your MAC or your Bobbi Browns or stuff like that. But hey, if you're a woman and you want to make just a little bit healthier of a choice, then you'll have the information that you can do it. So thank you again. Stay tuned. Please subscribe below. Leave any comments. I'll see you next time.